Let's talk a little bit about Trump just finding himself super confused about what's going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
What I am doing is sounding the alarm bells. This is a major crisis in America. When people are working paycheck to paycheck, they can't make ends meet, and we're looking at a massive spike in health insurance premiums. It's going to crush people. They're going to have to drop their health insurance, and that could put a lot of people in danger of being bankrupt with hospital bills or health care bills. And I don't think that's the right way to treat the American people.
Agreed. Again, which is weird and strange, but I welcome it. Marjorie Taylor Greene has once again had the balls to step out in public and step out of line with members of her own party. And she's doing it on the issue of healthcare, something that is definitely in need of attention from our lawmakers, but tends to get neglected. And now apparently Donald Trump is absolutely perplexed by it. He's befuddled. What's going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene? Isn't she one of my loyal warriors? Well, it turns out she's got a mind of her own. I respect that. And I want to tell you exactly what she is pushing for. So this saga did heat up again yesterday when Congresswoman Greene came out in support of extending the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act, which would lower premiums for Americans, or at least keep premiums where they are. Without those subsidies, in some cases, premiums can double for Americans and make health insurance unbelievably unaffordable and unattainable. So if those subsidies expire at the end of the year, insurance premiums will skyrocket by more than 100% for the average consumer in the marketplace. That's insane. And to Greene's credit, she actually cares about this issue because she is speaking out about it in a way that I'm sure members of her own party are not pleased by. So to be clear, again, she has been railing against the Affordable Care Act. She sees it as a flawed policy, and it's not like she's backing away from still believing that. She says, no, I'm not towing the party line on this or playing loyalty games. I'm carving my own lane, and I'm absolutely disgusted that health insurance premiums will double if the tax credits expire this year. So she's basically saying, look, I hate this system. I don't like the Affordable Care Act, but this is the system we have in place right now. And without the subsidies, Americans are screwed. I want to do something about that. To her credit, she wants to do something about that. Now, Mike Johnson, meanwhile, the House Speaker, of course, is calling the issue of ACA subsidies expiring a red herring by the Democrats. But Greene disagrees, and she doubled down on that last night during an interview with News Nation. Take a look.
The issues of the subsidies are real. It's not something that anybody can say is made up. Also, people with regular or private plans, their premiums are looking to go up a median of 18%. That's brutal. I know a lot of small business owners, like a family of four, and they're paying $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month with deductibles of $7,000 to $10,000, and approximately 40% of these people don't even use their health insurance, so they're just burning money just in case they might have cancer, or just in case they have a terrible car accident. And then you've got single moms, many Americans that are really struggling that are on the ACA. If you double their health insurance or even triple it, these people are they're either gonna have to drop it, or they're gonna be choosing between rent and their health insurance.
I literally can't believe what I'm watching. Like, that was amazing. She is right. She is right. And she's being specific, she's citing statistics. She has a firm, accurate grasp on the situation. But House Speaker Mike Johnson thinks she's just not informed on this issue. Sweet little woman, Congresswoman, she doesn't know. I know better. You know, she doesn't take the corporate PAC money. Johnson, on the other hand, does. And Johnson allegedly knows better. Right, sure. Okay, so he says that she's not on any of the relevant House committees. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Seems like she does know what she's talking about, and I hope she continues talking about it. And this isn't the first time that she's publicly disagreed with her own party, with the GOP. She opposes sending more foreign military aid to Israel. By the way, it's not just Israel. She's been pretty clear about how she wants to stop sending US taxpayer money to foreign wars. She spoke out against going to war with Iran. And she's been one of the most vocal advocates of releasing the Epstein files, something that the Trump administration seems poised to continue covering up. But years after being on Donald Trump's side, being one of his most loyal, honestly, sycophants, he is now reportedly shocked by her willingness to speak out against the Republican Party. In recent months, he called at least 2 senior Republicans to ask, what's going on with Marjorie? According to 2 GOP sources with direct knowledge of the conversations. Well, it turns out that between the 2 of you, Trump, Marjorie Greene actually ended up being sincere about America first. But you're a huckster, you're a liar. So why don't you hit up your good friend Bibi and figure out how much more you're gonna have our country borrow to the tune of tens of billions of dollars to fund Israel's atrocities and war crimes. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Greene is adamant that she still supports Trump and has a great relationship with him. But in an interview with NBC News, she also said this: I'm not some sort of blind slave to the president, and I don't think anyone should be. I serve in Congress. We're a separate branch of the government, and I'm not elected by the president. I'm not elected by anyone that works in the White House. I'm elected by my district. That's who I work for, and I got elected without the president's endorsement. And I think that has served me really well. Gerard. Oh, I didn't even know that Trump didn't endorse her. Wow. She says more though. She says, so I get to be independent as a Republican. And I think what helps Trump the most is when he has people that are willing to be honest with him and not just tell him what they think he wants to hear. Well, I think she's right. It would actually serve Trump to listen to critics rather than lash out at them, which he tends to do. I don't think he actually appreciates the fact that she's pushing back against members of her own party on the issue of the government funding bill, which is of course tied to the Democrats' demand that the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act be extended. I really appreciate the fact that she's really kind of coming into her own and is independent. I mean, I wouldn't have believed her if she said this even last year, but she's become more and more vocal in her disagreements with members of her own party. And she's not doing that to the detriment of her constituents in her district. She's doing it on behalf of her constituents. And it'd be really sweet if we got a little bit of that all over the country. If we actually had local leaders who saw themselves, not local leaders, but public servants, okay, members of Congress who saw themselves as public servants, who wanted to do what's right on behalf of their constituents. I think we'd be in a way better situation, a better country, if our Congress weren't so corrupt and if our Congress members refused to take corporate PAC money. And because Marjorie Taylor Greene refuses to take corporate PAC money, that means she's untethered to some of the obligations that all those other members of Congress are tethered to. So I give her a lot of credit. Obviously, she has other opinions that I disagree with fully, but who cares? On this issue, she's right, and the subsidies should be extended. If they're not, Americans are gonna suffer. And if that does end up happening, we know exactly who to blame.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.